One of the things, and we often go off into abductions, I argue that there have been reports of interactions between humans and sentient non-humans throughout human history. I'm going to run through some of those now. This is kind of an example. A lot of them involve sex with various kinds of creatures. Adding the UFO, that, oh, by the way, it came by UFO, is really fairly new. Sleep paralysis, again, these go back hundreds of years. I'm going to go through this fairly quickly, because I'm going to run out of time, I assume. Christian stories running, playing with the gods, Greek mythology, Roman mythology, Norse mythology, the stories in literature. There's a story that appears in the Quran, other sentient beings interacting with humans, Chinese mythology, Hindu mythology, again, the avatars appearing, Buddhist mythology. I'll talk a little bit about Skinwalker Ranch, but the point is, this is ubiquitous. The only change that we've really seen, and again, it's in the UFO community, that, oh, by the way, it's associated with a UFO. Again, we get back to the complexity of the kind of phenomena that we're working on. I haven't got time. If anybody wants to talk about this, I will later. When Bob Bigelow bought the ranch, I was the first one to spend the night up there. We had it instrumented. We had lots of high quality, PhD trained observers on there, and very, very strange things happen. I've got a bit of it in my book. The best book on this is Hunt for the Skinwalker by Colm Kelleher and George Knapp. Like I say, they're really, and interestingly, we had cattle mutilations, abductions, et cetera, interactions with beings, sounds and sights, and some of them were UFOs as well. This is where I came up with a term that I call the precognitive sentient phenomena. What do I think we're dealing with? There seems to be some controlling agent. It's the trickster, if you will. Well, whatever it was, like with the ranch, it was in control. We would get something and we'd set up instruments to study it. We had cameras and all that. And whatever it was is, oh, you like that? Try this. And you'd get something totally different, or it would happen just off camera. It seemed to know how we were going to respond to a strange incident, cattle mutilation. A quickie that we had, because this is one of the few ones we know. Terry's out, going across an area that's as flat as this. He has he finds it's calving season, finds a new calf, tags it, weighs it, walks off, or drives off a short distance away, about 300 meters, finds another newborn calf, tags it, weighs it, come back about 45 minutes, calf one's dead. Not only is it dead, it's exsanguinated, about 20 pounds of stuff is missing from it. It's been mutilated, etc. Broad daylight, absolutely nothing explains it. It's just one small example of the type of thing. It seemed to know how we were going to respond to that incident before the incident occurred, and then after it. So you have, and this again appears through mythology, the notion of the trickster controlling reality. The ETH, I happen to come down against the extraterrestrial hypothesis. And my rationale for that is it's just too simple. The little gray guys from Zeta Reticuli come here and snatch folks' land or whatever does not meet the observations that we see in this broad range of panoply of phenomena that occur. And why do you necessarily, we keep looking for unobtainium. Do we have a craft or something that has material that we couldn't explain? You actually don't need that. You'd probably expect some uniformity throughout the universe. You don't really need ET, but you have, out-of-body experience.